use three of the rules on properties of exponents. So the first one we've used before, product of powers. So x to the a times x to the b equals x to the a plus b. So you're going to add the exponents. So 2 plus 6 is what? 8. So 5 to the 8th. So to prove that, you can go to your calculator and 5 squared times 5, and you raise anything to a power by hitting the caret symbol. So the caret is right above the division. So, and raise it to the 6th, and let's do 5 to the 8th, which equals the same number. So that proves if you multiply, what do you do with the exponents? Add them. Okay, and whatever the base is, the 5 is the base, stays the same. So that's the same as x squared times x to the 6th would also equal x to the 8th. Okay? 0 power. So what would, let's see, what would 5 divided by 5, what does that give you? 1. Okay. So if you had x divided by x, what would that give you? 1. And when you divide, if you remember, we've done some division, you subtract the exponent. So if you have 1 minus 1, you end up with 0. So x to the 0 equals what? 0. Okay. What is 9 to the 0? So put 9 to the 0 in your calculator. What do you get?
1.
So 9 and raise it to the 0 power. Or any number. 1. So because you end up with the same as on the top as the bottom, you end up subtracting. So anything to the 0 power equals 1. So 9 to the 0 power equals 1 also. Negative. So the negative, if it is negative on top, is going to be positive on the bottom, or vice versa. So 1 over x to the positive a. So if you had, let's say 1 over 2 to the negative 3, you would move that to the top, and so it would end up being 2 to the 3rd power. And what is 2 to the 3rd power? 2 times 2 is 4 times 2 again is 8. Okay, so let's see if I'm correct. And calculator. So alpha x. And let's do the 1 over 2, raise it to the negative 3, and then press enter. And we get 8. So 8 to the negative 2 is going to be 1 over 8 squared, which would equal 1 over 64. But as far as simplifying the exponent, 1 over 8 squared. Questions? So what we're going to end up is using all of these in a single problem. That'll be fun. Okay. So let's start with number 1. So each letter and each number is like a separate problem. So you have -2 and -6. So what is -2 times -6? -12. And so one of the things my students were doing yesterday is that since they got a -12, they were trying to put that on the bottom. So if a number is negative, it doesn't go to the bottom. If you overdraw at the bank $1,000, they're not going to make it 1 over 1,000. That'd be owing them nothing. No, they still want their $1,000, right? So the fact that the number is negative doesn't make it move. And so y to the 4th and y to the what? When there's not a number, the number is 1. So 4 plus 1 is 5. So y to the 5th. Done. That's the answer. Number 2. Again, the numbers as a separate problem. So -5 times 7 is
35.
-35. X to the what? 7. Number 3. 35c to the 7th. And for some reason, you don't have to write this one. You can just look. Has students have problems with this one. So if you have 2 and times 4x to the 3rd, what would you get there? Are there 2 letters? No, there's just 1. So the letter doesn't change. So 2 times 4 is 8. X to the 3rd. Don't overthink it. The other thing on Get More Math is every once in a while you'll see spaces. So like on number 5, see how there's sometimes they put spaces in between the letters. It's a glitch. It doesn't mean anything. Yes?
Wouldn't that top at number 1, -2 times -6 wouldn't be positive?
Oh, exactly. Good job. Negative times negative is a positive. Thank you. I would. -2 times -6 is a positive 12. Okay, number 4. So one thing that might help you is when you write these down, group them. So write the A's together, then write the G's together. So we're going to add, because when you multiply, you add the exponents of like variables. So that's an A, and I drew too big. So -5 and -4 give you A to the what? -9. And then 5 minus 4 minus 1 give you what? 0. So that would be G to the 0. And so if it's negative on top, what are we supposed to do with it? Take it to the opposite. So opposite being on top is on the bottom. So we're going to put the A to the 9th on the bottom. And what is anything to the 0 power equals? 1. And so G is gone. Okay, number 5. Again, each letter, each number is a separate problem. You can't think of it all as one. So you have 3 numbers, 5, 6, and 4. So 5 times 6 is 30 times 4. 4 times...
120.
Yep. So 120. And x's. So -4, 7. So what is 7 minus 4? 3. And that's positive, so that's going to go on top. And c to the what? 13. And last one, let me give you a minute, go ahead and do it. Okay, so what do we end up with?
Z to the negative 3.
So what do you have to do with it? Do to it? If it is negative on top, move it to the bottom. So it's going to be it's going to be 1 over z to the third. So if there's nothing left on top, you have to put the 1. Okay? And that is it